I now have the distinct pleasure of calling upon Peter Riccio to introduce the 2012 valedictorian.
It's with great pleasure that I introduce this year's valedictorian. I'm going to miss him. He is a great student, great musician, and as chosen by you, a great guy, civilized, really classy guy. And I'd like you to give a warm welcome to your valedictorian for 2012, Sam Permine.
Back there. All right. Good evening, students, faculty, family, and friends. I'd just like to thank everyone for the honor of selecting me as valedictorian for class of 2012. I'm so happy to see everyone's familiar faces that I've gotten to know over the past years in the audience tonight. All right. So on the count of three, everyone just, come on, take a deep breath in. Let's go. Hold. Now doesn't it feel like you've graduated? So this is it. We're done high school. High school, the sum of all the endless nights of hard work you put into pulling your math mark up to that fantastically average 73%. Unless you reach your Banerjee, of course. High school, the place where we find out a lot about ourselves and grow into young adults with our friends. The way I see it, high school is the place that gets us set up to find ourselves. High school can't show us who we are. That's something we have to do outside of class, in our lives. But, however, all of us got through these 4 years called high school. We did it. All for the mighty glory of this small roll of paper. But this roll of paper you're all holding is incredibly important and symbolic of the kind of country we live in. We should all be very happy that we've had an education thus far, that it is free, and that we're constantly encouraged to learn. Now it's time to leave high school though, the West High School experience. It's time to leave Coburg, concrete jungle where dreams are made of. It's time to say goodbye to Mrs. Andrews, a very cool lady, who can also successfully make an assembly about prom feel like a funeral. It's time to say goodbye to Mr. Broomfield, who's an excellent philosophy teacher. I'm glad that the school board finally realized that only men with great mustaches can teach about the meaning of life. And I know how much everyone who's in the reenactment club will miss it. And look at everything that's happened over the years we've been in school. America elected its first president that plays a sport. Turns out he's black too, so breaking even more records. But seriously, think about that. For those of you who read Black like me, that was barely 50 years ago. Now that same country is being led by a black man. It's fantastic. Gay people can now legally get married in Canada. The war in Iraq is finally winding down. And I think Kim Kardashian finally finished grade 1. Many great things and many bad things happen over the course of our school years, but let's remember why we're all really here. This ceremony is called a commencement, which doesn't mean the end of something, but rather the beginning, commence. I always hear people say, these are the best years of your life, about high school. But if the high school years are the best years of someone's life, then I really feel sorry for them. We're so young, we're just getting started. Do you know how many awesome experiences you're gonna have? Never limit yourself by thinking that it doesn't get any better than this, because it really will. It may feel like this is the end, because these 12 years of high school have felt so long, but we're really just being born now. Except this time we can walk, talk, and make our own decisions. Now is the time to take control and be active. Now is the most important time to begin our journeys, to achieve our dreams, whatever they may be. It may seem like a lot of pressure, but I hope you do feel some of that pressure right now, because there are two things you can do under that pressure. As Bradley Whitford said, you have a choice. You can either be a passive victim of circumstance, or you can be the active hero of your own life. And don't picture this journey of accomplishing your goals as just being an extremely long, hard, and brutal road. It will be an extremely long, hard, and brutal road, but because it's for something you're determined to reach, there will always be that flame inside you to keep you coming. So be that active hero of your own life. If you have thoughts of your future selves, start right now in your journey for that dream. So as you go throughout life, the best advice I can give to you, says the guy who's a year younger than everyone else graduating, is to find a way to live your life that works for you. Hopefully, as you leave high school, You realize that how other people around you are running their lives has nothing to do with what you should be doing with yours. I hope all of you realize that high school is not a place to conform what everyone else is doing just to be cool or happy. Do what's cool to you. If you want to wear a kilt every day because it feels nice and free, do it. I've tried it, it's great. If your name's Luke and you want to shave your head completely bald on the last day of school, making you look like some sort of teenage beluga whale, do it. And I'm not kidding. It's a good quality to do something that makes you happy without worrying about other people calling you names like Q-Ball or that alien from Splice. All I'm saying is that you live your life in a way that makes you the most happy, as long as you're not hurting anyone else, of course. Do what you believe in. There's a great George W. Bush quote that really nails this right on the head. I know what I believe. I will continue to articulate what I believe and what I believe. I believe what I believe is right. End quote. This literally means nothing, but it shows you that anything's possible if someone who talks like this can become president of the United States. Be an individual. If you have a vision of what you want to be, treat it as a goal instead of a daydream. This is your life to live, and right now is the time to take action. 10 years or even 5 years from now, it is not the time to take action. Right now is when we should be trying as hard as we can. Don't take this time to relax and procrastinate. That'll get you nowhere. Take this time to start what you want to do, so that 10 years from now, you will hopefully be doing what you love, or will at least be close to it. And when I say this, it's important to remember, never compare yourself or your progress to other people all the time. I'm telling you this from the viewpoint of a musician. If I compared myself every day to other musicians, how do you think that would affect my self-esteem? I'd look at incredibly great musicians and feel bad about my own playing. I shouldn't be comparing myself to them, because that's not the way to learn. I should be asking myself, what can I learn from this musician? You can't make it a competition between you and the people you're learning from. How can you learn that way? You can't. I realize that everybody develops in their own way, in their own time. That doesn't mean you should just sit back and let the development happen. I'm telling you this right now, it won't happen by itself. You will not be successful if you don't put in the time to develop your own skills. Always strive to better yourself to the best of your ability. Focus a lot of attention on your own development, but not so exclusively that you lose sight of the competition, of course. You can develop yourself as much as you want, but you also need to be aware of what other people are doing in your field to be successful. Just don't spend your life comparing yourself to other people. Remember, you're living your life. Make decisions that you want to make. Do things that make you happy. Build upon yourself. You will all and have all probably encountered problems with balance in your lives too. Having good balance in life is so essential because it will make you a happier person. Balance work and play. Do things that make you happy, but balance those things that make you happy so they don't become things that make you unhappy. If some of you haven't experienced this and don't know what I'm talking about, you will. It happens to everybody at some point in their life, but everyone's different. Everyone has a different point of equilibrium. Just remember for the future, for the past, and especially for the present as we move on. If you really love something, love doing something, balance will only increase your passion for that thing and can keep that passion burning for a long time, forever. You can never really lose a passion for something. So balance work and play. Don't work so much that you want to kill yourself, and don't play so much that other people want to kill you. I've been talking a lot, but I can really just sum it all up with this. Whatever you hope to achieve in your life will not happen by itself. And only things that are worthwhile are hard to achieve. Figure out what it is you want out of life. That's the most important thing. What will make you feel happy, and that you have succeeded, and pursue it. We need to become ourselves, find out what we stand for and who we are. Life is so much better when you know who you are and what you want to do. Definitely take risks, and when you do, don't think of what you could lose, but what you could achieve. This is the beginning of our independent lives, and we have everything to gain. Thank you.
Good evening, parents, guardians, family members, guests, colleagues, and good evening, graduates. This year, I have the honor of celebrating a journey with you. We came to high school together, to this high school, to the West Collegiate. In September 2008, we walked through the front doors wondering what the years ahead would bring. We knew only a few people and had so much to figure out about ourselves and about each other. Some of you I got to know immediately, for a variety of reasons. and others I met along the way. Over the years, you've certainly grown immensely, as your parents and teachers would attest. And now you're about to begin yet another exciting change in your life. I know your teachers have taught you much, and you have learned about writing, about research, about making presentations, about thinking and working through problems, but you have also taught others along the way. I have learned about you, and I have learned more about life. I've learned that you are incredibly resilient. Many of you have had substantial challenges that you have not only faced, but have overcome over the last 4 years. Some of you have learned how to move forward with them. That you are incredibly thoughtful. There have been amazing gestures of goodwill, hosting a Christmas dinner for our community, Halloween for Hunger, raising money for charities through buyouts, cake auctions, soda floats, working at the animal shelter, Habitat for Humanity, the Restore, and much more. But there have also been less obvious gestures on a daily basis, helping with the door when a teacher or a visitor has their hands full, unloading breakfast program food from our cars, moving chairs, desks from classrooms, and the beloved setting up of 500 chairs in the gym every time we have an assembly. There have been lovely Christmas cards Timmy's brought in, and so many lovely chats here and there with so many of you in person and in text. I've learned that you're incredibly bright. You've figured out how to do things over the last 4 years that were oh so daunting to you in grade 9. You've written amazing essays, produced some phenomenal science projects, made some most entertaining videos, and come back in the bottom of the 9th to pull off a 50. That you are incredibly supportive of one another. You have found love, you've lost love, you've had the best friend in the world, you've lost the best friend in the world. You have found out that your ex-boyfriend's best friend's cousin that you said to your best friend from grade 9 that you liked, found out, and now you don't know what to do. You have fought with your parents, your brothers, your sisters, your stepmoms, and your stepdads. You've cried because life does that to you sometimes. And you've laughed at the silliest of things because life does that too. You've been there for each other. Thank you. I've learned that you're incredibly committed. The band practices, the rehearsals for Little Shop, the 6:45 a.m. rugby practices and games in the cold, cold rain. The paper due tomorrow that would never end, the cutting and gluing and building of physics and chemistry projects, the hours in the math lab that made your eyes feel like they came out of your head, the patience with your parents, your siblings, and with us at times when you wanted to walk away, and those times when you did walk away, but had the courage to come back and make it right. I'm incredibly proud of this Viking class of 12, for who each of you are and for whom each of you are becoming. About life, you showed me that no matter how things appear, they can and sometimes will get worse, but in all of it, there will always be someone else that can use your help. Always be there to give it. That everyone has their own story in life. We don't walk around in t-shirts that tell it. Greet every person you meet with an open mind and a willingness to accept. You'll see the good in each of them. That we need each other in life. We need each other to laugh, to cry, and to support. Continue to build bridges between yourselves and never walls. That you will always get further with honey than vinegar, as the saying goes. No matter what the situation, be kind, even when others aren't being kind back. You will stand taller, walk more proudly, and you will sleep at night. There are no regrets in life. We make every decision for ourselves based on what we know and understand at this moment in time. 2 seconds, 2 minutes, 2 years from then, we will know and understand more. Just learn from your past and move on. That every day we wake up, we have 2 choices in life. We can choose to be sad or we can choose to be happy. No one can ever take that power away from you. We learn this lesson from Eva Olson, from Al St. Louis, and others, and continue to learn this every day from each other. Choose happiness, because there's enough sadness in the world already. That I am awfully rich in this world and been able to share these past 4 years with you, all at a school like ours. Full of tradition and spirit, in a community like ours full of support and care, and with people like you who will succeed in life and continue to contribute to making this world a better place for all of us. I know you will. Lastly, I'd like to share something that one of you wrote this semester, and I know you will take it with you in your heart as you leave tonight. It's a recipe not for chocolate cake or cookies, but for strong character. Mix 1.5 cups of best interest and the well-being of others, 2 cups of balanced life, half a cup of support for others. Pour into a dish and top with a mixture of respect, responsibility, honesty, integrity, empathy, fairness, initiative, perseverance, courage, and optimism. And finally, sprinkle with creativity, innovation, and a quest for improvement. Bake for a long time and serve immediately to all your friends. My sincere best to all of you. Good night.